Welcome to Starline 3, Episode 2, New Kid. Morning. You're up earlier than I thought you'd be. Glad to see it, though. If you're up for it, I figured I'd show you around town. Take in what's to do here. It ain't a lot, but we've got a lot of history around here. Especially as of late. You drink coffee? There's still some warm in the pot right there, next to the garage door if you need something to perk you up. The blend on Demia with what we've got is a bit different, but it's still good if you like coffee. Just a tad bit sweeter than what folks are used to. Alrighty then. Well, first things first, you are currently residing in TK Workshop. Ticker actually founded it first. He was one of the machines disguised to look like an everyday person. But once the order to fight the Sentinels came in from their director, apparently that mask came right off. From what I know, he fought him off until the Sentinel's home system was raided. Something that day caused him to short circuit and just fall over. And we brought him back here. Tried to figure out what happened to him, but when he woke, with no memory without our input, folks were cautious. Naturally, the machines helped us fight the Sentinels, but we didn't know what would happen after their main target was down. But after a while, Ticker just started to repair things. Himself at first, but then a toaster, a microwave, the windmills, the generators, a speeder or two. Eventually, he made a name for himself, he's a he. That one's up to him, frankly, and as far as I'm concerned, he's one of us. Whatever we go by is our decision. But, yeah, don't be put off by him. He's a nice fella. It's usually the weird speech patterns he's evolved with. But that's mostly because he had to basically learn how to speak from us over time. And he's picked up on mannerisms. So sometimes his tone might sound off, or he might make the sound of someone taking a breath where it doesn't quite make sense. Just roll with it.
Are you two talking about little ol' me? I wasn't aware that I was missed that sorely.
Of course we are. Just commenting on your weird way of talking.
Some call it weird. I say it gives character.
Well, I'm about to give Hermes the tour. Can you hold down the fort?
Will do.
Thank you. Well, Hermes, on me. Let's get you acquainted. That over there is one of the 3 restaurants we've got. That one serves more local dishes. Barbecue, soups, spicy stuff. If you want the sort of kick in your food that makes you feel like you're breathing fire, that's the place. The other 2 are actually down the road over there. One's Vertheim oriented, a lot of different food styles and ingredients from all over the galaxy. And the other is of this planet, though more from the eastern side. Lots of desert over there, but plenty of fields. So there's a lot of rice, thick tortillas, meat, cheese, and greens. You'll need some sen, though. The sen, it's the currency around here. An offshoot of Sokaev's currency. Something tells me you're not exactly liquid at the moment, but there are plenty of ways to make some money here. I know the CON uses standardized credits. But paper money is more practical around here. I'd offer to take you to Iron City, but that's just about a day's drive over here, but yeah, you lost your cards in the crash. That or Selette took them. I'll explain them later. For now, we ought to take you to the brothel. I ain't into that myself, but after a few months ago, it's become a bit of a town hall for us. But if you choose to blow off steam there, I ain't gonna judge. Over here. Howdy, Shun.
Well, hey there, Ekkeris. Business or pleasure?
Well, it's always a pleasure seeing you here. But I'm just taking my new friend around town, showing them the sights.
Oh, are you the one from the crash site?
Word travels fast.
Well, glad you made it out. Hermes, good to meet you. I'm Shun, and I'm glad a looker like you didn't bite it back there. That'd be a real shame.
They have a tendency to come off strong. Just take it in stride, Hermes. Or however you like.
I'm just saying, though, 50% off for your first time.
Shun.
All right. Well, welcome to Vacuse. I'm Shun and I work here, swapping between bodyguarding and working inside. Carrie, did you give him the lowdown?
Nope. That's up to you.
Well, the short of it is that 3 months ago, this town was basically run by a real scummy sort. They were organized, but they didn't really have a name for it, so we just called them the Gang. One day, one of their members gets a bit too rough with poor Ekkeris. That bastard gets thrown out as punishment. Days later, he and a bunch of the gang come strolling up, packing all sorts of heat to show off, expecting an apology for daring to rush to the aid of one of our employees. Instead, our matron Lorelei pops a laser right through the man's skull without a second thought. Everyone rushed outside to see what all the noise was, and seeing that someone was finally standing up to the gang, they all joined in. That's also the day I found out Ekkeris has a hell of a name.
Guilty as charged.
We ran any members of theirs out of town. They had to retreat, and since then, Lorelei's been leading our defense efforts. We know they'll be back. We're arming ourselves in preparation.
And if that day comes, you'll have my gun at y'all's side.
Much appreciated.
Speaking of which, Hermes, how's your aim? If you want, I have a bit of a firing range at my house if you want to give that a spin. Make sure that your aim is up to snuff. With how tense this planet is, there are a lot of threats around every corner. You may need the practice. Right then. Let's head on over. In the meantime, holler if you need anything, Shun.
Will do. Y'all take care.
Alrighty. Now, laser weapons still exist out here, but our supply of batteries is limited. So, we tend to stick with bullet guns. So, take your pick. Rifle or pistol? Gotcha. I'll keep the pistol on me then. Now, how often have you shot at something? I figured. You're a delivery person, not a soldier. No, I ain't judging you. Trust me, we have enough war going around already. It ain't a point of pride to have killed someone. It's a tragedy. It snakes its way back to years and years of countries and nations arguing over which idea should rule the galaxy. But those same people ain't gonna save us. So we may have to fight. Now, go ahead and raise your rifle. Alright, first things first. Never hold your finger on the trigger until you intend to shoot. You don't want a terrible accident to fall on you or anyone around you. Now, second, see that little switch on the side there? That's the safety. Make sure it's toggled off, or else that weapon won't ever fire. But once you're back in friendly territory, be sure to always flick it back on. Alright. Now, put the stock against your shoulder like this. There you go. Now, aim down the sights. Right there at the tip of the barrel, those little... Sure, we'll call them the little sticks. Now, line them all up. The center is about where you'll fire. Now, at medium and short range, you should be fine. When accounting for long range, it'll work different. You may have to account for wind speed, gravity, drop off. It's a lot, but we'll stick to the basics for now. So, line up your shot. Hold it steady. And don't hold your breath during a shot. That's only in the movies. It's better to inhale than exhale. And fire while exhaling when your shot lines up. Now, get ready. We're gonna knock over that tin can on the fence there. Square your stance. There you go. Whenever you're ready, inhale, exhale, then fire. See? Nothing to it. Now, it'll be a lot harder in the heat of the moment. Bullets and lasers flying, screaming and whatnot. But just trust yourself. Remember the motions. Treat it as instinct. Hesitation and fear will be your downfall, but we're fighting for a future here. Selette. Yeah, I suppose I promised. Well, all I know is that he's apparently pulling a lot of strings. The gang that Shun mentioned, he financed them. Helped put them in power. He wasn't their leader, but he did try and make sure they held this place. His interest? I couldn't tell you. But put gently, he is an unkind person who I thought I had seen the last of. But the gang he put all his scent into is probably going to retaliate against us. We're just prepping in the meantime. We'll get to the bottom of this. But something tells me that a move as brazen as his means he's got something bigger cooking. We'll figure out what he stole. I give it some time before the CON starts looking into it, once they realize whatever package you had is missing. But if he wanted it, it's definitely something worthwhile to him. The CON is trying to make their push on this planet before the commune stakes their claim. But we'll see what we can do before that day arrives. Either way, figuring this out could hopefully help our situation in this town and the planet. But I reckon that's the town. We have a study hall down the road. It's got a library if you're interested in that. And we hold town meetings every now and again at the brothel. But you've got the lowdown. Anything else you're wondering about? Sen. Well, we can make some coin tomorrow. There's a bounty board of sorts that's updated. Folk of all sorts put their problems up if they're willing to pay out a reward. Even those a good distance away from us further north. We'll see any that interest us. These jobs might mean being contracted by the CON, but we're not being recruited, thankfully. Sometimes they just have a problem in the way, too. It also inconveniences us, so we might as well get rid of it and get paid. And we can handle it however we please. in case we'd rather they still have a bit of a wrench in their plans. I don't exactly like the idea of being a CON patriot, but, well, enemy of my enemy, that sort of thing. Alrighty. I'll go take a look at the board and come back with any jobs that sound good for us. For now, do as you please. I'll see you around, partner. Thank you for listening. Starline 3 was written by, edited, and recorded by myself for this channel. I'd like to give a special thanks to Fern VA for voicing Shun in this episode. If you wish to see more and support me, do feel free to subscribe to the channel and check out the other content I've created. Any donations via Ko-fi are appreciated. Also consider following me on Blue Sky and subscribing to my Patreon or YouTube membership. Now I will be reading out the names of my patrons and members. I'd like to thank everyone who's been supporting me up to this point and give a special thanks to the following: Ravioli Senpai, Outer, Jenga Power, Sunny Bunny, Jamie, Tonya Myrick, Gemma, Angel Mora, Saturn Say, and Crowned Creature. Thank you. Your patronage is extremely helpful and appreciated. I hope you all have a good night, and again, thanks for listening.